The glamour and the gun. The untold story of Kim Yo Jong, the woman who holds North Korea's nuclear trigger. The roar of missiles, the synchronized march of soldiers, the chants echoing through Kim Il-sung Square. This is the stage of absolute power in North Korea. But amid this orchestrated show of force, one figure stands apart. She doesn't wear a military uniform. She doesn't shout commands. She stands with a faint, almost mysterious smile, watching, always watching. This is Kim Yo Jong. To the outside world, she is the Princess of Pyongyang. To intelligence agencies, she's the de facto number 2. And to those who have crossed her, she's known by another title, the most dangerous woman in the world. But who is she, really? Is she just the loyal sister, the silent shadow behind the supreme leader? Or is she the master strategist, the puppeteer pulling the strings in one of the world's most brutal regimes? Strap in, because today we are pulling back the Iron Curtain. We're diving deep into the shadows of the Hermit Kingdom to unravel the enigma of Kim Yo Jong. From her secret Swiss school days to her shocking rise to power, this is a story of calculated ambition, ruthless strategy, and a hidden fury that could reshape global politics. This isn't just a biography. This is a geopolitical thriller playing out in real time. Chapter 1. The Birth of a Shadow Heir. Kim Yo Jong wasn't born on the public record. Her birth is shrouded in the very secrecy that defines her life. Some reports say 1987, others point to 1989. In North Korea's royal family, even a birthday can be a state secret. What we know for sure is that she entered a world of unparalleled privilege and paralyzing paranoia as the youngest daughter of the dear leader Kim Jong-il and his consort Ko Yong-hyo. While her eldest brother Kim Jong-chol sought escape in music and her other brother Kim Jong-un was being groomed for the throne, young Yo Jong observed. She learned the first rule of survival in the Kim dynasty. Visibility is vulnerability, and silence is power. Her childhood wasn't in the public eye. It was within the high walls of secluded compounds, a gilded cage where trust was the rarest currency. Chapter 2. The Swiss Deception, a spy in schoolgirl's clothing. In the mid-1990s, a strange quiet fell over the Kim household. The children vanished. Unbeknownst to the world, they were shipped off to the peaceful, neutral nation of Switzerland. Here, under the fake identities of Park Mi-hong and Park Un, Kim Yo Jong and Kim Jong-un posed as the children of North Korean embassy staff. They learned English, enjoyed skiing, and made friends. But this was no vacation. This was a masterclass in duality. Day, a normal student. By night, a student of regime survival. Their apartment was monitored, their calls filtered, their minds steeped in the belief of their divine right to rule. Kim Yo Jong even then wasn't just a student. She was her brother's keeper, his confidant, and his first line of defense. This period forged an unbreakable and some say deadly alliance. They returned to Pyongyang not as students, but as a team. Chapter 3. The Silent Ascent, from mourner to mastermind. For years she was a ghost. Then, in 2011, at the funeral of Kim Jong-il, the world saw her. Dressed in black, weeping, walking beside her brother Kim Jong-un. For analysts, her presence was a lightning bolt. It was a signal she was inside the inner sanctum.
Her official rise was meteoric, but masked in bureaucratic titles. First, in the obscure National Defense Commission, managing her brother's logistics and security, a job that gave her control over his movements, his access, his life. Then she took over the propaganda and agitation department. Don't let the name fool you. This is not making posters. This is the regime's brainwashing headquarters. It controls all media, all information, the very narrative of reality for 25 million people. Under Yo Jong, the cult of personality around Kim Jong-un reached fever pitch. She wasn't just building his image, she was manufacturing a god. And in doing so, she built her own power base.
Then came her global debut, the 2018 Winter Olympics in South Korea. As she stepped across the demilitarized zone, history held its breath. Here was the first member of the Kim Dynasty to enter the South since the war. And she disarmed them, not with threats, but with a smile. She shook hands, delivered a friendly letter, and charmed the media. The world sighed, perhaps a new, softer North Korea. It was an illusion, a masterpiece of propaganda executed by its chief architect. Behind the smile was a cold calculation. She was scouting the enemy, testing their resolve, and showcasing North Korea's willingness to play the diplomatic game, but only on its own ruthless terms. This was the velvet glove strategy. The world soon learned that beneath the glove was an iron fist. Chapter 5. The Reaper's Voice, When the Sister Speaks. The true measure of her power came not in peace, but in crisis. In April 2020, when Kim Jong-un vanished from public view, rumors of his death sparked a global frenzy. Panic loomed. Who would control the nukes? Then a voice crackled through the state media, not the leaders, but hers. In a statement dripping with venom, she didn't reassure, she threatened. She called South Korean officials idiotic and mongrel dogs, and promised a terrible price. In that moment, the mask fully dropped. This was no advisor. This was a successor in waiting, claiming her authority with the language of a warlord. Her brother soon reappeared, but the message was sent and received. Kim Yo Jong was now a central pillar of the regime, capable of speaking with the full force of the state. Chapter 6. The Iron Lady's Playbook. Ruthlessness as Policy. Her influence is etched in blood. Experts link her to the brutal purge and execution of her own uncle, Jang Song-taek, for disloyalty. She is suspected of orchestrating the assassination of her half-brother, Kim Jong-nam, with a nerve agent in a Malaysian airport. Under her watch, officials have been executed for minor slights, a delayed applause, a perceived sign of disrespect. She doesn't just manage the regime's image, she enforces its terror. In 2020, she personally ordered the demolition of the Inter-Korean Liaison Office, a symbol of hope, reducing it to rubble in a symbolic explosion of anger. Her public statements now regularly threaten nuclear war, insult U.S. presidents as dotards, and label foreign leaders as puppets. This isn't the rhetoric of a sidekick, it's the proclamation of a co-dictator. The ultimate question: what happens next? Today, Kim Yo Jong is more than the first sister. She is the regime's chief ideologue, its enforcer, and its diplomatic weapon. She holds a unique and terrifying portfolio: the marriage of propaganda and punishment. So we are left with the cliffhanger that keeps intelligence agencies awake at night. What if Kim Jong-un falls? The Constitution may point elsewhere, but in the blood-soaked logic of the Kim dynasty, power flows to the most ruthless, the most prepared, the most feared. Kim Yo Jong has spent a lifetime checking all those boxes. Is the world ready for its first female nuclear dictator? A leader forged not in public service, but in a secretive, murderous palace intrigue. A strategist who understands Instagram filters as well as she understands intercontinental ballistic missiles. Kim Yo Jong is no longer just a mystery. She is a viable, volatile variable in the world's most dangerous equation. Her story is still being written, and every chapter promises more shock, more strategy, and more sheer nerve. One thing is certain: to underestimate her because of her smile or her gender is a fatal mistake. She is the living proof that in the game of absolute power, the quietest player in the room is often the most deadly. What do you think? Is Kim Yo Jong the real power behind the throne? Could she lead North Korea one day? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the shadows of power. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a story that changes how you see the world. Until next time, stay curious.